meant to already share this, but check out that waistband. I just got carried away and never came on here, and I actually looked decent yesterday, so I really could have shown this waistband in a more prettier way. It's incredibly crazy how my gauge has changed so much, which makes sense also because, I mean, when I first designed this, it was very early in my design time, a long time ago, so naturally I feel like my tension would change over that many years of experience. And so I had to go down to a 1.25. I did try a 1.75. Yeah, 1.25 from the 2.25 millimeter in order to get the same gauge for my ribbing. And I really did contemplate not doing it. But I was like, we'll try one more time. So I did, and I'm glad that it ended up working out because I feel like I have a more beautiful ribbing and more like I wanted it. I am using the suggested needle size for the body part that I had originally used, and last I checked, I'm using smaller cable cords too because my other ones are taken up by a different project. Let's count again and see. Oh gosh, this is hard to do, like right here. I might not count because I've already made this many body rows. Do I really want to know? I feel like my tension doesn't seem uniform in the knitting, and also it does seem loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think I'm one off 19. Like, I'm one off, which sounds like nothing. And I say that sometimes, like, it's just one, but it's not just one. It's 1 times 4. Like, and however many times, like, cause it's 1 per gauge swatch, which is 4 inches. Excuse me. And so that gets multiplied around the entire body here. So, I mean, I'm probably like 5 stitches too many then, which, yeah, is a significant amount. But I didn't have ease on here, so I guess it's all right with me. I just feel like I would like it to not be as like that. I just still am struggling with knitting. I think that I need to invest in wood needles, but I don't want to let go of the Chow Goose. I'm considering trying Lykke, L-Y-K-K-E. I know there's people that say it different ways. I've also heard likey, you know, or like, I don't know. So I think it's Lykke, but I'm considering those because they have swivel cords, and I think that would be very helpful. And I have the Tunisian crochet set for that, so I can see how the wood really works. But on a fiber like this, I feel like it really would be useful to use the wood so I could get like more even tension on here instead of as much glide as I'm getting. I am seeing, and I don't know if this is because I frogged my old project and whether that has affected the fiber, but I am seeing that this Barocco Modern Cotton DK is a very fine fiber. It's like a finer weight than most DKs, or lighter weight than most DKs, and the content of the fiber gives a lot of drape, which is what I loved and what makes it my favorite. And it seems to play a big role on gauge and just the entire idea of the Glamjamas sets. because my testers have struggled with finding gauge on their different versions of DK, because I think DK is usually much thicker than this. I feel at times that this could be even like fingering weight. I mean, especially since I had to go down so far. So I'm gonna make my second sample in a full length version, which is kind of originally what I wanted in the first place. But the numbers in my pattern are gonna say for cropped, and I think I'm gonna also write in, you know, to go, you know, if you want a full length version, to go to whatever dimension to give you the full length version. Because if you're wanting the full length, all you have to do is add for the body the length. I'm not putting any shaping. I want it to be like a loose fitted pajama sweater top. I mean, although it's not really pajama sweater to me. To me, I feel like I could wear this outfit. It's kind of like a sweatsuit. Like, you can wear it lounging around the house, but you can wear it out too. So I feel like that's what this is about, like that kind of loungewear. So yeah, I feel like if you make the length up to basically the armpit here, that's where you'll be splitting for your sleeves. So the contrast color is basically the sleeve depth, and then the contrast color extends into the sleeves too. So yeah, all body. It's just going to affect the yardage if you go for full length versus the cropped. So my yardage hopefully will be given for the cropped, not the full length. Anyway, I'll be back I guess in a while. I only have this much left from what I frogged of my old sweater, which is wild. My old sample was the extra small, and so my new sample is going to be the small. So I will be tapping into my brand new yarn that I got, which I didn't show you guys. I totally forgot I didn't talk about that. Let me go over here and grab it. I have it in my desk in my room, which is darkness. But yeah, so I ordered it. You can get Barocco from Lovecrafts. Okay. Oop, I almost dropped my phone. Okay. This is a full-on. Do you guys like vlog style? Like where it's like the realness of who I am and the real story instead of like a whole bunch of editing to it and a big production? I love watching those types of videos, which is why it's what I offer. Okay, I don't want to show you my address, but Lovecraft sends in this really pretty bag. Yeah, so it says Lovecrafts. And they sent me also the catalog. And I think that the catalog is pretty cool because you can see different yarns and also inspirations of like patterns to make. There's all kinds of different patterns in here. But you can see all the colorways, and I don't know, it's fun to see places' catalogs, and I've never seen theirs. I don't shop at Lovecrafts very often, but I do have an affiliate link if you would like to shop through mine. You can also get, I believe it's like 20% off of your first order or something like that. I think I still have that code. I will link that in the description. But so Barocco Modern Cotton, you can't order it straight from the company. You can get it from the local yarn shop, or like I said, from Lovecrafts. Those are the only places I really know of. Probably Amazon or eBay or something like that if somebody's selling it. But Barocco was, I was fortunate that they provided yarn support for these designs for me. So I've really loved it, and I already knew ahead of time that they're like my favorite. This is my favorite yarn. Like of all time, this is my favorite yarn. So I'm excited for y'all to try it. I totally suggest getting this yarn for these designs, the Glamjamas set. I'm not usually one to say like it would play such a big role, but it would. Like, this makes a difference. This is one of those that you don't need a stash bust on. This is one of those you need to splurge on. The drape is everything, and they have great colors. So I did find, this has been many, 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 many years later. And this is probably poor lighting here, but this is what I frogged before. And this, I believe I used like coffee milk and sandy point or something like that were the colors. They don't really write that on the labels here. They go by numbers on the labels. So, but my pattern says the colorways that I used on it. So this, I feel like, is way lighter than the new color I have. So I think I'm going to use this color because this is like the sleeves and the body part. Excuse me. So I'm hoping that I'll be using this color for, you know, the body part, and then this for the sleeves. And I might have extra from here, so I might try and do like 2 sleeves at a time, so I can work as far down as possible, and then like the color block can happen wherever it does, and it'll be even on both arms. I feel like already it's kind of given in a color block type of way. I could also just use this one for the top part of the body, and then use this for the sleeves. And yeah, because I feel like this definitely will have extra, so I could probably do that and then this for the rest of the sleeves. I will weigh this and see how much that, because I really don't remember how much I use. And then I'll see if it's how it is compared. Because I think I had more. Yeah, I think this is more than one. It definitely has to be. I think I got like a few skeins. So I'll probably, I don't know. We'll see. When the time comes, I'll make a decision. I can't make one right now. But the cream, I feel like, yes, it's a little bit darker than this, but it's also used more than this. So I'm going to have a line wherever I stop, but I feel like naturally this is like a color blocked sweater. So I don't necessarily mind color pooling, and in this, I think I'm gonna really like it. I think I'm still gonna get, the whole idea was already like block and block, but it's still all going to be in the same shade realm. And I understood when I ordered more yarn to make this a full length that I was going to have that. If I felt like it was that big of an issue, I would have ordered enough yarn to just make a brand new sweater and not recycled the yarn that I already had. So I just ordered more to supplement this. And I think it's okay. So you do you. You don't have to follow any rules. You can be like me and be happy about color blocking and pulling if you want. And don't judge me for it. Thank you. I'll be back when I add another skein. I caked it. And I attached it. I like to do the Russian join. And so this is all the yarn that I had used before on my previous sample. I'm also using my Whitney Marie Anderson stitch marker for a beginning of the row marker. Isn't she so cute? I just love that hair. So it's midnight right now. I might knit a little bit more. I was configuring how much I would need. So basically 6 more inches from the waist is what you would need to have like a full length sweater, average for women. And so I am at 9.5 inches I'm like 6 more inches than what I have in the pattern is what you would need. So I am at 9.5 right here. I need still quite a bit. I need like half more inch and it'll be like basically my waist. And then I need the 6 more inches from that. So I have a bit to go, but I'd say this is quite the accomplishment for doing all of this body knitting today. I think it's gonna be so drapey and so comfortable. I am on a like 14-inch cable, so they're really cinched on there. This is actually bigger sweater than it's looking like. But I have my cables on something else. I need to get more cables or get adapters to be able to join some of my cables together. Yeah, I feel like there's never a moment where you're not getting more tools in this craft. Really, there's too much to need. Can you see? I'm wearing it. Look at that 3-needle bind off. A ramen noodle yarn from being frogged. I probably should have treated it. I did get different gauge, so I probably gave myself a little bit longer of an armpit. I basically went to measurement here, which you can see like the armhole depth is what the contrast color is. So if you want to adjust when you're making it, but like the brand new Hanko yarn and Skein yarn is like so clean, and then you see like that yarn. But I am loving the set. I wanted full length originally, so I am loving it. I can't wait for what it's gonna be like when I wash it. Just sleeves left. I have finished a sleeve. Check out this detail. I am playing a bit of yarn chicken with my repurposed yarn. I went ahead and Russian joined with my tail, and I'm going to pick up stitches for the sleeve. I did end up redoing all of this later because I wanted it to be centered under the arm, but I am leaving this for y'all to get an idea of what you will be doing when you do pick up your stitches. So we're gonna start off with chaining 2, and then we're gonna be single crocheting around. I tried to count and divvy up how many I needed to skip in between based off how many stitches that I needed and how my arm depth was. So it's up to you how you want to split up your stitches that you need for the sleeves. I just suggest stitching in 2 loops just as you would a traditional stitch. This is what the completed first round looked like when I went back and redid mine. Now I want to give you an idea of what I mean when I say crochet into the 3rd loop. Let's look at the construction of a stitch. You have the front loop and the back loop, and then there's this little nub in the very back below that back loop. And that little nub is what I am referring to as the 3rd loop. It's a little tricky to get into. You want to kind of lift behind the back loop and then jab it in there. This particular yarn splits, so you kind of have to pull at it and try to make sure you get every little piece or strand of the fiber. So at first it's a little tricky to get the hang of, but once you get it, it's smooth sailing. Just remember that the results are worth the frustration. Repeat that over and over again. I promise you want the texture. As you can see, I struggle also, and it's my own design. It is pretty hard to stitch in frame. As the sleeve goes on and you master this stitch, it becomes easier and you don't struggle as much. So keep the faith, you can do it. And the double crochet 2 togethers are done in the same way that you would do a double crochet 2 together, but doing them in the 3rd loop so that you maintain that stitch texture all the way around. Okay, some racetrack project doing because this is releasing and I have got to finish my 2nd sleeve. This is going to be like my whole focus this week. Well, a couple things actually, but both my designs. So I'm going to have to recount this to see, but I am on the last decrease round here. So like you see the shape here. So then I maintain the same for the rest of the arm. But I mean, you could customize to your like wrist or whatever you want here and just continue to decrease where for your arm, or don't do the decreases. So I put the decreases all there in the armpit, and I feel like, I don't know, I kind of like the seam. You can make it a little bit less visible, but I kind of like that with like the opposing cable. I did end up doing like the stitch in the middle through the 3rd loop. Somebody see me talk to my phone. I have this much yarn left, so I hope it gives me my whole sleeve. But like I said, I have one more round of the decrease, and then I can work even and just continue to do this cable-y bit. I don't think that you might need to know how to do the crisscross part of the cable or the front post. You probably know how, but I might come back and do that when I'm working even tomorrow, if I still have sleeve left to do. If you need to see that, maybe I will, because I mean, I'm tutorialing everything else. I just made that a verb. It's fine, it's fine. Yeah, I got no other updates than to say I'm near the end and I can't wait to have the whole set. I do not foresee myself winning at Yarn Chicken with this. I still have quite a bit of my sleeve left to do, but I wanted to show you. This is where the decreases are, and I'm working straight. So I figured it'd be the easiest time to show you how I do these post stitches. I know it's time to do a cable when I've counted and there are 3 rows. I start off with getting myself ready with a treble, and I'll skip the first 2 stitches and do the treble. Then I will do a double crochet in the 3rd loop for that middle stitch, the 2nd stitch that I skipped. It's hard, okay? But it's worth it. I feel like it makes the post stitches pop out even more. And then I do another treble in the first post stitch that I skipped. And that's it. that's the cable. And continue on with double crochets in the third loop. I know you love them. Good morning. I did not finish this sleeve last night, but I don't feel like I have very far to go. I have not counted the rows. It's less than half though. And you know, I was talking about counting and it's just, I still have eye boogies. I was talking about counting and I probably did it to pattern, and I give you the amount of rounds that you need for standard. Otherwise, you know, you can add or subtract more based off fit. But also last night I looked because I was thinking, did I ever tap into my new hanks? I did not. So it wasn't really a matter of winning at Yarn Chicken. I basically just completed using what I already had before. So good thing that I ordered this, but I will have one sleeve that's probably a little bit different in color, like the forearm part of it, and I'm okay with that. So I think that I'm just gonna work this straight off my Swift. I set it up over here, and it's been a while since I've done that, since I'm not gonna use like the whole skein hank. Tamale just had breakfast. And I am going to finish up my coffee while I set up my yarn and hopefully spend the morning finishing off the sleeve. I wasn't kidding, y'all. I am attached and working from the Swift. If you've not watched like any of my super older videos, but I want to celebrate this week, and I really needed this sleeve to be done, but no, things were taking priority over this. So yeah, it's fine. I've got about like 5 more rows or rounds left or whatever, and we'll be matching, and then I'm gonna wash it and we'll see how this reacts. I have a black bra on, so yeah, but it's fine. I am loving the testers are coming back with like the sets, and it's setting me over the edge. Like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. Like, the sets are where it's at. If you've never tried knitting before, now is the time. I mean, like, the body of this is just so drapey because of the knit. And then you get like the structured sleeves, and you have the structure from the ribbing, and the ribbing matches the same as your pants. That's also another thing. So like, even if it's cropped, it matches. And then like, if it's full body, it goes with the pants. I mean, it's a freaking sweatsuit, basically. I know I've said that, but it's basically what it is, a handmade one. Epic loungewear. This is exactly what I was envisioning from the very beginning, so I'm glad I had this time to be able to perfect it. I hope you love it as much as I do, because I am obsessed. Video editing has been real, so I'm gonna get my life back after this weekend, and it's worth it. I cannot believe after all these years I'm finally getting this out. I just wanted to pop in one last time with my unwoven ends. I'll get that done after this vlog, but I did throw it in the wash. I laid it flat to dry, and everything's perfect-ish. You can still see that that's the band that I had the new yarn in, and the gauge is obviously different. I still like it. I'm still going with it. I'm still keeping it like this. I'm not refrogging and doing it. I probably should have gauge swatched for the body, and I probably would have had a size down on my own. But I mean, it doesn't bother me. I also love a very big wide boat neck, so this worked out. So I'm not mad at it. If you get mad at it, gauge swatch. Do what you wanna do, as long as you make a cent. I'm not a professional singer, so I hope my design inspires you more than my vocal abilities. I love y'all so much. I love this design so much, and I'm so glad that it is now out in the world.